Good morning, DBS Wakra. It is Mr. Braithwaite here, ready to do the assembly. It is Sunday the 3rd of May, and as you can see, this assembly is all about hope. We're going to explore what hopes and dreams are and have a think about how to achieve them. I want to start off by thinking about what is hope. There's lots of different ideas about what hope is. Of all the thoughts that a person can have, hope is probably the closest to trust. When you have hope, you are placing your trust in the potential for something positive to happen. You are trusting that taking the right actions will make a positive outcome more likely than when you might take the wrong actions. When you hope for a better future, you are placing trust in yourself to make good choices in life. And when you trust someone, you hope that they will act in a way that embodies that trust. For example, when you jump out of an aeroplane, you hope you land safely and you trust in your parachute. The very act of carrying on and living your life is, by itself, a display of hope. It is the trust that you have that when you go to bed at night, you will wake up to a new day that is filled with possibility. Hope is that feeling of wanting something good to happen and thinking that it could happen. Why is it important to have hope? Hope is a healer. We all face difficult times. Just like now, we're going through a very difficult time. And difficult times do tend to be inevitable. But hope helps us to see that there are many positive possibilities ahead of us. Hope whispers things will get better. Her hope puts things into perspective and reminds us that things are forever changing. When we are feeling negative or at our lowest point, it is hope that lifts our heads and shows us the path back towards something good. Remember, hope is similar to trust, and when your general feelings are negative, you must trust that they will pass. Hope allows us to believe that anything is possible, and if we didn't have hope, we would give up when things become difficult. But hope shows us how to act. Though hope is not tied to a particular outcome, it can still be a guide for our lives. When we have hope, we are more likely to see opportunities that come our way. When we have hope, we are more likely to choose a path that leads to something positive. When we have hope, we are more likely to act in a way that promotes a peaceful and joyful life. Hope is a bit like an unseen compass that points us in the direction of something beneficial to our future. Hope is a motivator. Hope is a source of energy. It helps us to see something better up ahead and to put one foot in front of the other to keep moving forward. When we feel hopeful for the future, we wake up in the morning ready to embrace the day. We are more prepared to work hard, to strive, to be willing to tackle and overcome obstacles that we face. Hope keeps us going when we hit a brick wall. It reminds us of why we are pursuing this path. And we know that it's because something good could come out of it. Hope encourages self-belief. Hope is not only the thing that helps you to believe that something better is coming, it gives you the belief that you are the person who can make that something better come true. When all we do is wish for something to happen, we don't empower ourselves to make it happen. But when we have hope for something better, we tell ourselves that we have the power to change our direction of travel. And I'm sure that all the year sixes and many, many others of you will recognise this, that I have a dream speech. This is the part of the famous speech given by Martin Luther King Jr. in 1963. His dream was that all people, regardless of the race or colour, would be treated as equals. And he had that self-belief. He knew that something better was coming. And he was a person who wanted to make that better something come. Hope can combat negative thoughts. It is difficult to have negative thoughts and to be hopeful at the same time. Hope allows us to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and this light acts as a challenge to any unwanted thoughts. We know that this COVID-19 situation is going to end. That is the light at the end of the tunnel. And we hope that it ends very soon. When we're stuck inside and we start to have those negative thoughts, when we think, I can't do this, hope reminds us of how capable we are. Or if you find something difficult with your online learning, hope reminds you how capable you are. When you think this is a disaster, hope reminds you that things will improve. And while hope can't totally get rid of all negative thoughts immediately, the more we take on that feeling of hope, the less those thoughts will pop into our heads. Hope is contagious. People want to feel hopeful, they really do. They want to believe, to trust that the future is bright, which is why they are so willing and able to absorb the hope of others. And hope spreads quickly. When the possibility of a better future is put forward, people are ready to listen and believe. And so, the more hope we have, the more hope we will inspire in others. So, I want you to think, what are your hopes and dreams? Perhaps you have a hope or a dream for yourself, or one for a wider group of people. The sentences might start with, I hope that, or I like to think that, or I dream that one day, just like Martin Luther King did. I'm sure one that we're all thinking at the moment is, I hope that coronavirus disappears soon. And of course, we know that it will. So, how will you achieve your hopes and dreams? Will it be through perseverance, through practice, through hard work? Mr. Miles was talking about hard work not too long ago in one of his assemblies. Will it be through effort, through patience, time, a little bit of talent perhaps, although hard work does outweigh that? Will it be through training? Achieving your hopes and dreams. This is Jesse Owens, who was a 4-time gold medalist in the 1936 Olympic Games. And he said, we all have dreams, but in order to make dreams come into reality, it takes an awful lot of determination, dedication, self-discipline, and effort. Here are some other quotes. He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything. Once you choose hope, anything's possible. Hope is being able to see that there is light despite all of the darkness. Hope is a waking dream. Let's think about hope. Let me have the strength, let us have the strength to work hard to fulfill our dreams. Give us the ability to see all possibilities. And when things feel hopeless, give us hope. I want to finish with a poem that's called The Time We Spring Cleaned the World. The world, it got so busy, there were people all around. They left their germs behind them in the air and on the ground. These germs grew bigger and bigger. They wanted to come and stay. They didn't want to hurt anyone. They just really wanted to play. Sometimes they tried to hold your hand or tickled your throat or nose. They could make you cough and sneeze and make your face as red as a rose. And so these germs took over and they started to make people ill. And with every cough we coughed, more and more germs would spill. All the queens and kings had a meeting. It's time to clean up the world, they said. And so they had to close lots of fun stuff, just so the germs couldn't spread. We couldn't go to the cinemas or restaurants for our tea. There was no more football parties. The world got as quiet as could be. The children stopped going to school. The grown-ups went to work less. Then a great big giant scrubbing brush cleaned the sky, the sea, and the mess. Dad started teaching sums. Big brother played with us more. Mums were in charge of homework, and we read and played jigsaws galore. The whole world was washing their hands and building super toilet roll forts. Outside was quiet and peaceful. Now home was the place for all sports. So we played in the world that was home, and our days filled up with fun and love. And the germs, they grew smaller and smaller, and the sun watched from up above. Then one morning the sun woke up early. She smiled and stretched her beams wide. The world had been fully cleaned. It was time to go back outside. We opened our doors oh so slowly and breathed in the clean and fresh air. We promised that forever and always of this beautiful world we'd take care. And that's my hope, my closing statement. The hope that we do continue to look after our planet. The hope we keep looking after each other. And the hope that we'll be back together very, very soon. So keep hopeful. We know that it's difficult at this moment in time, but the hope can see us through. Hope is that thing that we cling to say that soon all this will be over and we can get back to school, see our friends. Thank you very much for listening. I will speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.